So now I am coming to the either need or justification for privatization. We are aware, we are all inside people now, we are also stakeholders. There is no justification for privatization of public sector general insurance companies. If the government has decided that LIC, general insurance, aviation, telecommunication, whatnot, they declare as strategic industries. And if the government decides that in strategic industries, we will have only one organization and all others will be amalgamated, no issue, we want it. We don't want 4 companies in public sector general insurance. Not because you have decided to be a strategic industry, but because it does not make any economic sense to have 4 public sector companies competing against each other when the competition is coming from 27 private companies. It does not make an economic sense. Especially when you said strategic, you could have amalgamated. You said 3 years back in 2018 budget, Mr. Arun Jaitley said, I want to merge 3 companies, United, National, Oriental. New India right now not possible because it is already in a different stage. So we said, okay, merge 3. And if an opportunity comes, make all the New India also into one. But that's not there for 3 years. Suddenly in 2021 budget, you say it's not possible, we are going to sell, means the government also has no clarity. It is all the more necessary that the bill should have been referred to a select committee, because 3 years the government, the same UPA, NPN, NDA government was batting for merger of 3 companies into one. Suddenly when you make a change without any approach paper, without any discussion with the stakeholders, after spending so much of money in a PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, all these things, without sharing the details with any stakeholder, talking about suddenly selling the company, when you yourself has doubt, it was fair for the government should have referred to a select committee, did not do that. I say there's no need or justification for privatization. In 2015 Act 5 of 15, 2015, you made a provision to disinvest up to 49%. Did you do that? 49%? In 15, whole of 15? 16? 17? No. It is not that government did not want to do that. We were fighting, we were resisting it. Understood? Somebody was asking, is it possible for me to fight out an act which is already approved and gazetted? I say the experience says 2015 Act talks about 49% disinvestment, but this disinvestment till 2021 till today, 49% disinvestment have not taken place in 5 companies, and only after 3 years at the fag end of 2017, New India and GIC Re were attempted to be what you call disinvested by through IPO. It was a failure. It is a failure. How much they disinvested in New India Assurance? 14.66%. How much? It will be 14. I think it should be 14.56% in New India. In November 2017, GIC Re, November 2017, after 3 years of amendment 2015, 49% goal, enabling act, but for 3 years you could not do anything. At the fag end, you said 14.56%. New India, 14.22%. GIC Re. And was it a success story for government? No, you priced it in such a way that you wanted to have some money out of selling a public sector, not for pumping it back, not for flowing it back to insurance for expansion, social sector, this sector, that sector, solvency, all big talks, every time they talk. No. That money, did it come to public sector general insurance? That disinvestment of 14.56 in New India, 14.22% in GICD. The majority stake amount 17,000 crore, if I am right, has been taken by the government of India for their base and mean expenditure. Selling a public sector, they have taken 18,000 crore. A small money of 1,500 crore with New India, 1,800 crore GIC was given. Okay, that is sustaining them. Okay, that is a different thing. But who bought that IPO? The shares of New India and GIC. Out of 14%, 13% was taken by, was compelled. The government compelled LIC as a captive investor. LIC, some public sector bank, some other public sector insurance company, New India. From New India, the United India took some 550 crore, 100 crore, like that. So LIC and public sector insurance and bank took 13% out of 14.5. 13% was bought by not public ownership. They are talking about now public ownership. It is go to public. How much? What is the public ownership? Not even 1%. Not even 1.5%. Understood? So similarly, in GIC also, out of 14%, 11.38% was taken by LIC and public sector, general insurance and banks. So this was the story of disinvestment of public sector. It's not going to be easy. I know that. We know that. And government, and now they say, can they say that the disinvestment of New India was good? 800 rupees premium at a premium. They gave bonus share. In spite of that, today it is 150, 160 rupees. And who is put to bear the loss? LIC of India. Public money, understand? Again, public money. Government wanted money and they asked LIC to buy New India share, and government took away 18,000 crore. Very bad. So what I want to tell you is, it is not difficult for you to make this government not to succeed on their design to privatize the public sector. So 49% has not yet been sold. Now they say 100%. One company. Which company? They say, we are not taking a decision. Niti Aayog will decide. Then it will go to DIPAM. It will go to group of ministers, secretaries. It will go to PMO. Swarm stage. In the meantime, leak out. They will just float messages, information, the news that United India will be privatized. Then national will be privatized. In Oriental will be more uncertainty, creating uncertainty in all the companies. So this is there. Now the parliament has passed a bill making it enabling provision to sell the company. Somebody was telling, sir, New India is safe. This New India CMD is not telling. New India GM is not telling. When in February, when the finance minister said one company will be sold, immediately I spoke to one of the top executives of New India. He said, sir, yesterday the madam introduced that budget and she spoke about privatization. Do you have any input, sir? No, New India will be privatized. I'm worried. See, they thought government wants money. If the government wants money, naturally, which one they will sell? Today they are talking about United India National Oriental. It is not final. It can be New India also, because New India and GIC is now overdue for disinvesting another 10-15% of the stake. Because SEBI says, when once an organization is listed in stock exchange, they have to disinvest minimum 25%. So they have given some dispensation. Okay. So now it is time the government may go for disinvestment or further IPO of New India or GIC. And now all the companies are open for privatization. Today the government may be talking about United, National or Oriental, but it can be any company. If one company is done now, all the companies are put in queue for disinvestment. So now I say, it is not, we are not going to make it easy for the government. So we need to fight. Is it possible somebody, young people are asking, sir, what happened to my wage revision, sir? Yes, it should come. Wage revision cannot be denied. They are not creating frustration, uncertainty. We have to fight. Rightly, we have good unity among all sections of employees in public sector, general insurance company. They call JFTU, AIE, GIE, NFGE, Confederation, Inter, Welfare Association, all have come together. And you know that 4th August, there was a massive strike in general insurance that resonated in Parliament now, Rajya Sabha, creating unity of all opposition on 11th August. As it's not a magic. The magic was unity of employees and the massive strike on 4th of August. So our hope is unity of the employees. So how do we go about it? My pension is safe. Is it safe, sir? Gurumurthy, sir, you said that my pension is safe. Even if privatization comes. Yes, I said. Even now I say, your pension is safe to the extent annuity is already purchased. I still say that where annuity is already purchased, unlike a bank pension, unlike the pension of central and state government, unlike other pension, LIC and general insurance pension is safer because it is insured. Understand? Bank pension is not insured. Bank employee pension is not insured. Your pension is insured. You are getting pension as a benefit of an insurance product. The product is purchased from LIC of India. That LIC of India, all the products sold by LIC of India has a sovereign guarantee. Whatever be the position of LIC later, whatever be the position of United India, National, Oriental later, it is an insurance product taken from a government organization, LIC, which has a sovereign guarantee. So my pension or your pension, which is already purchased as annuity with LIC of India, is insured for your lifetime. I told the general manager of United India who wrote that letter, sir, your understanding is wrong. Our annuity is not purchased for 15 years. It is purchased for whole life. There are many annuities. Short-term annuities, deferred annuity, whole life annuity, ROC annuity, return of capital annuity. There are so many annuities, but what the annuity purchased for me and the pensioner is whole life annuity. So if my last day, till my last day, I will get this money which is already insured with LIC of India as an annuity product. My end may be 100 years, 102, 105, given the life expectancy because of improvement in medical facilities, health care facilities, all these things. So that is certain, but yet the pension is not guaranteed to the extent your future liability is concerned. What is the future liability? You are supposed to get dearness relief once in 6 months. If private company come, who will buy your annuity for dearness relief? Ashokan? Nobody. If you are entitled for restoration of commutation after 15 years of your service, pension, you are entitled for restoration of commutation after 15 years of commutation. That restored part, you will have to go for additional annuity. That may be under prejudice. If privatization comes, after me, this spouse should get family pension. It is not coming in the same annuity product. For it is the annuity is for the life of the individual. For me, after me, if family pension has to come to my spouse, there should be a separate annuity to be purchased. If privatization comes, the family pension will not be there. The so-called dignity in life for the spouse of the retired or deceased pensioner or employee will be at stake. This is a problem. The existing pensioners are the serving employees. When they retire, suddenly like BSNL, VRS comes. It's not going to come. Don't worry, I'm not getting panic. If it comes, if this corpus available 3,000 crore, example, United India, that is not sufficient because corpus is done, maintain, additional money put into the corpus based on actuarial investigation every year. That is spread over. Retirement is spread over. If retirement takes place at a stage, they say VRS to make you thin, lean, beautiful, so that you can be sold in the market. If they want to sell a company, they have to make it lean and thin. They say lean and thin is beautiful. I will sell you in the market in the name of making you lean and thin. If they give, we are suddenly like BSNL, so many people go. If that special person corpus is not adequate, will it impact on the pension of the existing employees who will retire? Yes, these are all the dangers. If privatization comes, who will take care of the job security? So this is the danger. Who will be concerned about your pension, your wage revision? This is the danger. But we say it will not happen. We will not allow it to happen. The confidence comes to me arising out of experience. I said 2000 to 2010. 2010 companies came. 2000 IRD. 2010 to 27 companies. We could maintain around 45%, 50% market share. Today, the private companies, they say, we do not want to buy your company. You please ensure that public sector is removed from the market. They want access. And who will buy your company? I don't know. The government, I don't know, may have a foolish thinking, or they may have a captive buyer like Geo, like somebody else. They may have a captive, what you call crony capitalist, maybe there. I don't know. But yet, it is not going to be easy for private person to buy a company, because for him it is easier to open a new company with 100 crore, 200 crore. Ambani, 5,000 crore, 500 crore, 1,000 crore. Adani, they can open new company with large, all what you call digital platform without any staff. Why do they purchase your company with all liabilities, gratuity, pension, this liability, that liability, and 10,000 crore of United India money is in social sector investment? As that Mitra, the finance minister of West Bengal, Trinamool Congress, he beautifully has written a letter to Prime Minister of this country. And this suddenly, if you sell this United India or nation Orient, they will withdraw. How do they withdraw? They withdraw the social investment, that will impact on the government economy. So it is not going to be easy, but yet the government has what they call philosophy of their right down. Philosophy. They want to obliterate, remove the public sector from the market so that the private companies have more access to the product. They may not be serious to buy your company. It is not easy. And it will take time. That is my confidence. It is not going to happen. You have time. It is only an enabling act. This enabling act, we can make it not being implemented by the government. So it requires understanding of the politics, not necessarily political party politics. Now, if you understand the political philosophy of the government, the philosophy is no private sector, public sector, all everything should be given. The land, government land cannot be sold. There's some court case is there. Some judgment is there. So the government says, I'm not selling what is called national monetization pipeline. Okay. They say, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to give it on lease, long lease. All these things are selling away public assets. The government has no right. The government's mandate is only 38% of the people of this country voted for this government. With alliance parties, it may be 42 to 45%. Majority did not vote because opposition is fragmented. Whoever got bigger share, you go to the government. That does not mean you can do whatever you want against the people of this country, people's interest. That is dangerous. Today, I am sure, I know many of us, general insurance included, voted for this government in the platform of development. Today, earlier we were enamored. We were enamored. We were all praised for this government. We were fascinated. Something about development, all these things. Today, are you not disillusioned? Though you would have voted for this ruling dispensation in 2014, again in 2019, today, when it comes to your doorstep, you are disillusioned. That day, you were enamored. You were fascinated. Today, you are disillusioned. So this disillusionment is coming with everyone in every segment of life, in telecommunication, in aviation, in bank, in insurance, in LIC, in all sectors it is coming. And somebody writes to me, Gurumurthy sir, I did not agree with you politically when you used to argue with me. Personally, I said this government is okay. I am a staunch RSS man. He writes to me. I voted for this government. Today, the government is going very mad. The way with which they are going, I am disillusioned, disappointed. So I am not going to vote for this government again. I am going to work against this government. I did not ask him politically. See, this is its sentiment. It comes out of him on his own. So when this is the understanding, the experience of the individual, that is my confidence that we shall fight to retain the public sector. But retaining public sector in 4 companies is not going to happen. It is not going to help anybody. So we need to put up demand when the government is talking about privatization or dismantling public sector. You will have to put up a counter demand. I want merger, consolidation of the public sector. It is easier. Can we do that? Can we create political opinion? And somebody said, sir, parliament doors are closed. When the doors of parliament are closed, now the streets and the roads are open to us. Ultimately, it is the will of the people which will decide the future of this government, future of these people, the fate of these people. Understand? So when this is happening, so we have confidence. So your pension will be taken care. But when we go into a mass campaign, we don't say, I will lose my job. I am fighting. I will lose my pension. I will fight. I will lose my family pension. DNS relief, group medical claim, guest house facility. I will fight. Okay, you keep it with you. Go to the people, tell them how they will be affected as the policy holder. If somebody is not taking a policy, he is a citizen of the country, how he is benefited by our social investment. The public sector LIC, public sector GAC, how much of money they collect from the people and how much money they put it in the social infrastructure development that help the nation. So you tell them how the ordinary policyholders are. So I was telling repeatedly, the madam was talking about price correction, reduction, innovation, all these things. Madam, you are talking for the corporate. For ordinary people, the premium has not come down. Usha Sridharan. For ordinary people, the premium has not come down. Just compare your health insurance policy 10 years back today. Just compare your two-wheeler policy 10 years back today. Just compare your auto rickshaw, private car, or a shopkeeper's policy. Everything you compare, these are all majority of the policy holders or ordinary policy holders. Premium has come down for whom? It is for corporates, fire, miscellaneous, group, bigger policies. How much of discount you used to give? Another Usha Tyagarajan, New India, senior DM, branch manager, you gave 90% discount, 95%, if possible 100%. More than that also you give. For whom? Corporate business. Madam Nirmala Sitharaman was batting for corporate clients. For them, the premium has come down. For you and me, for the ordinary policyholders, the premium is going up, up and up because public sector is unable to give you a subsidized premium for smaller insurance. We used to get profit in fire and marine engineering, taking a little more premium from those who can afford to pay, from companies. Now they say everything should be independently priced. Okay. When it is independently priced, the majority. There was an audit query. Tomorrow there is going to be a committee, COPU committee of Parliament public undertakings. I am talking to some MPs because all the CMDs have been called to Delhi. Review the performance of public sector general company. I am talking to CMDs also. Okay, we have overall, we are senior people, older employees. We'll have to help these younger employees. give our input, talk to them. So these are all the things we need to integrate our struggle through the eyes of the ordinary people. That is important. That is how always we have won in our struggle against privatization. Merely talking about my job, my promotion, my wage revision, my pension, my group mediclaim. Okay, it is not going to be sufficient. You have to say how you will be affected as a policyholder. Now everybody is coming. MPs are coming. Some MPs do not understand what is LIC GST still. When we go to them against the bill, they say, yes, sir, LIC is doing wonderful, sir. I have 3 policies in my house. Sir, that is LIC. That is also now under attack. So this is bill is about general insurance. We'll have to talk to them about the difference between LIC GST. And these people will vote for passing up Jibna bill. Okay. Now, should we ask for again reconsider the bill? I do not know. In parliamentary thing, they may not come. But we can make it unworkable. We can make it ineffective, this enabling provision. Is it right? Am I right? Today, younger employees, some of you serving employees are participating in this meeting. I'm happy about it. You will be taken care, don't you? Mr. Ravi Rai, the outgoing, he retired as a director and general manager of United India. Now he has been appointed as advisor to GIPSA. I don't know. You don't understand. He could not do much when he was the chief executive. I should not talk ill of anybody. He's a good man, okay. But he did not do anything when he was the chief executive. There was no CMD in 2 companies. CMDs will come after 2 months, 3 months. Only now United India CMD has come. He'll be joining on Friday effectively. So all are good people. Now all the companies have 4 CMDs, younger employees. The union, JFTU is giving a push further. While fighting against privatization, they are also fighting for earlier wage revision for employees. That is important. A minimum strength is required. There is staff recruitment for the past 5 years. Some semblance of recruitment of AO is happening. But you go to offices, operating offices, do you see any class 3 employees sitting in any office? What is the ratio between class 3 and class 1 in these days? Who is doing your underwriting work? Will it not impact on your business potential in servicing aspect? And government's assurance about infusion of capital. Repeatedly, they have to give. Whatever they have taken from us as dividend all along, give me some money now. That money I want not to pay your salary, not to pay the salary of employee, not to pay the pension of pensioners, just to keep it in our balance sheet repeatedly, because IRDA says I need to keep 1.5% of liability in my book as asset. That is a requirement. Originally devised for private companies because they cheat and go, close down and go. So originally intended, solvency ratio was originally intended for private companies. Today, you say public sector, you do all loss-making insurances. And you also keep that solvency. So government has to put some money to keep me in the balance sheet. I want it to do business, to retain major risk, to earn profit, to pay to you as dividend. You should pay. And fortunately, this year, 2021, rebound. All the companies have done well. Somebody said, loss is there. Okay, loss will be there. Loss is so many grounds. IBNR, Mr. Haridasan is there. Mr. Chalam, Mr. Nulla, all senior people, they know. IBNR. Now, you will have to review. For so many years, the claim is not reviewed. And still putting it as a liability in the balance sheet. I was asking Mr. Girish Radhakrishnan, who retired as CMD of the company and who may take over as Ombudsman Ernakulam in October. Orders are not yet issued. I said, what is the matter? The magic you did to improve your balance sheet? He said, no magic, Gurumurthy. It was only we wanted all regional officers to review the claim outstanding provision. And we were ruthless to refuse group health insurance, which was recurring, which was earning recurring losses for me. And we did a lot of things. Today, Never in the past, never in the past, never in the company, a company has earned an underwriting profit. This year, 2021, United India has earned an underwriting profit. There is a gross, net loss, that is a different thing. That is depending upon the market, stock market, investment, return, all these things. But there also, the loss is reduced in the three companies. All the three companies are done very well. Understand? Only government support is required. You don't appoint people as advisor to GIPSA. What is that advisor can do? He did not take interest on my wage revision. Today, the unions are going to fight for again another round of phase of struggle is on now. They have decided. So earlier wage revision, because that requires motivation. A minimum recruitment in class 3 category. Why you cannot have an internal marketing force? Why do you depend on brokers? Why can't you have a marketing force? Do you require a marketing force? They say the CMDs earlier said that they prepared a scheme, sent it to the government, but that was not sent to the government. That did not see the light. Do you not have a marketing force, a trained marketing force to tell you what is the comparison between ICICI product and United India, New India product? How do you educate your marketing force? Today, business associate, I'll engage you up to 68 years. Right, wrong, indifferent, that is different. When you are continuing to February 2021, they decided to extend the age limit for business associate. Only after 6 months, 7 months in September, they get the approval of the government. Smaller thing. They will not appoint CM. They have not appointed the independent directors. So we say recruit to the minimum strength because we need to perform. My servicing to the client should not get impaired. Allow us to recruit minimum strength in class 3. Recruit in class 2, internal marketing force. I will do wonders in the market. Appoint the directors as the Companies Act. Independent directors are not appointed. Appoint directors. Give functional autonomy. Merge all companies into one public sector. The strategic industry. 27 companies I am already competing. Do that. If you do all these things and give whatever is due to the employees on time. On time is not 5 years. 1/8/2017 due. Now 1/8/2012, 22, 21. Another 9 months. 22. When next wage revision is due in another 6, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. Very unfair on the part of the government. And CMDs also should take the onerous responsibility. You can't simply say, ministry say, I have not received the proposal. Then GIPSA will say, I have not received the green signal. The boys are writing beautifully in the Twitter. Ministry says, we have not received any proposal from GIPSA on wage revision, on family pension, on other benefits. When we ask GIPSA and the companies, the government has not green signal to me to send the proposal. Who is playing hide and seek game? Mr. Atul Sahai, chairman of GIPSA, CMD of the leading company. We are very happy, dynamic. He responds in the Twitter, very happy, in social media. Young boys, young staff members of the public sector insurance companies, you are taking serious efforts on your wage revision. Don't ask me to post development every day. It is not possible. And you have given assurance. August, parliament session, gone. September over now. September it will be done. September is going. What is the initiative? Appointing Ravi Rai is not the initiative. Somebody should talk to the government of India. Please allow us to function as an independent company. Board run company, not independent. Board run. If you have a problem, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, don't go and shout at the parliament talking ill of me. You talk to me, CMD. Talk to my CMDs. Talk to my general managers. Talk to my directors. Talk to us in the board where you are sitting, your nominee sitting. You tell us, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to do Prime Minister's Suraksha Bima Yojana? Loss making? Yes, I am prepared to do. Do you want me to do Ayushman Bharat? I am prepared to do. Do you want to do Kishan insurance? Somebody in New India from Faizabad, Ayodhya spoke to me yesterday. He said, sir, even 3 years back, the claim was repudiated. The government is asking, UP state government, they are asking us to pay, settle the claim. Yes, we are prepared to do that. Motor, third party, unlimited liability, any court, we are prepared to pay. Please understand, don't blame me for loss. It is not a loss. It is a social cost. To the extent of my incurring losses in the balance sheet on account of social insurances, allow me to show it as a social cost, notionally remove it, and then find out for the past many years, am I running on profit or loss? Please allow us to function. That is what we are going to tell the government. As old employees, as pensioners, we have our own issue. We'll fight. Everything. We are AIPA. We are strong today. No issue is resolved without the intervention of AIPA insofar as pensioners' issues are concerned. Any issue I can see that. But it is not adequate. You have another biting capacity. You are senior citizens. You are not in service. You can't strike work. But you can be a good campaigner. Usha Sridharan can write letters to the editor. How this government is wrong, how this government is unethical. We can write. And youngsters, I am telling you, the seniors are with you. Don't worry about the job. We will take care. Your NPS should go. In the meantime, you should get 14% of your basic and DA as PF contribution. We are with you. We are not going to leave this government. We will fight. We will be standing in solidarity. I am not going to take much of your time. I have not given you, I have given you the fact and circumstances in which we are placed today. I also say I have confidence. If we are together, if we are resolute in our understanding, we shall, if we decide to fight hand in hand with the inside issue, taking the support of all public sector. It is not a mere attack on public sector general insurance. It is an attack on the public sector as a whole. It is an attack on the democracy of this country. I remember Mr. Modi, Narendra Modi, when he first entered the parliament in 2014, he just bowed before the parliament, prostrated before the parliament. And then he said, I salute, this is the temple of our democracy. What was, which one? The Parliament of India, the building is the temple of democracy. Today, in 2021, after winning the election for the second time, this drama will not go. You did not allow this temple to be worshipped by the people of this country. You made it a mockery of it. This is my experience insofar as General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill is concerned. We are not going to take this drama. Many of us voted for you. No longer they will do that unless you retrace your step. Unless you retrace your step. You are only 38% support. Don't think that you are owner of every public property. If that is the understanding, I say we shall go together, we shall fight together, we shall defend the industry, we shall defend my pension, family pension, wage revision, job, everything. And with this assurance, I say thank you all for giving a patient hearing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President.